Peace, peace, peace,
Peace,
peace.
peace, 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 peace. How y'all doing today?
Islam, doing great. How you doing, sir?
Man, I am doing amazing as always, man. We had an amazing More Power workout with our workout minister, Malik Reed L. It was on fire. So I want to give gratitude for everybody that tapped in and joined us with our More Power workout. It was fun, fun, fun. And now we're going to do a little fun right now with teaching. So just bear with me, man. I was just sending out some little emails to a couple people, and we're gonna get right started with this teaching. So I always like to let people know that the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School, we are a school of wisdom and a school of learning. So before we get into our main topic, I like to give just a little introduction of how the BBT believe and what we promulgate in the world. Is that all right with everyone?
Gratitude, Islam.
Gratitude, gratitude. So I just want to give a little preface of how the BBT believes and just give a little introduction of the BBT for if people wondering or if they want to know, you can get a clear idea of what we teach here and what we're not with. We're not prejudiced. We're not biased. We're not like a lot of these other people. We are the Creator's children, and we all from our mother. We all are Muslims. If you have a navel and an umbilical cord, everyone is born in 9 months from their mother. So I want everybody to understand that. So with that being said, scientific introduction to the divine pattern of the Mosaic Tabernacle, including the Moorish Salat. That's one of the introductions of my book. And I always like to give the preface of science and how we believe because repetition is good. Scientific study will illuminate to the student that Yahweh, our Elohim, aka God, the creator of this stellar and ecclesiastical universe, has stipulated in all Bibles, regardless of the translation, a pattern that he, Yahweh Elohim, gave Moses in Mount Sinai in the year 1490 BBY, erroneously referred to as BC. It is by a profound knowledge of the construction and the operation of this divine pattern of the Mosaic Tabernacle in relation to every created object in the universe, whether visible or invisible, that will reveal the answer to every question concerning Yahweh Elohim and Yahshua the Messiah as he really is, and his eternal purpose and plan. The Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School is not a church. I'd like to repeat that again. The Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School is not a church, but a school of research founded with the idea in mind to delve into every branch of science according to the pattern of the tabernacle, which is man-made in the image of Allah, the acronym arm, leg, arm, head, to find the answer to every question that has plagued the student from the foundation of the world, thus proving the unerring accuracy and infallibility of the biblical text. In research and study, we always use the true Hebrew names of the unity of the Spirit and the so-called Godhead instead of the title God as the Father's name. We are using the correct Hebrew name, which is Yahweh. Instead of Jesus Christ as the Word or Son's name, we are using Elohim, which is the correct Hebrew title of the Father, Yahweh in super incorporeal form. For the Holy Spirit, which is Yahweh Elohim manifested in a physical body, we are using the correct Hebrew name, which is Yahshua the Messiah. These names may seem to be of a private interpretation, which we at the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School have invented, but through research and study with a good encyclopedia or a dictionary, anyone can discover for themselves of this great error. We must understand that there was never a J in the language until the Middle Ages. Neither was there ever a letter equivalent to the J in the Hebrew language. Therefore, such names as Jesus or Jehovah are impossible renderings of the true name of the Father and Son. If I'm right about it, the scriptures tell you to praise the holy name. So how can you praise a name and the holy name and the ancient name and you don't even have an idea of it? That's kind of hard. So our aims at the BBT are: 1, to illuminate the student to find and know Yahweh, our Elohim, as he really is and that he really exists. 2, to form a nucleus of universal brotherhood of humanity into Yahshua, the Messiah, without distinction of race, nationality, creed, sex, caste, or color. I want to repeat that again. To form a nucleus of universal brotherhood of humanity in Yahshua, the Messiah, without distinction of race, nationality, creed, sex, caste, or color. To investigate the unexplained spirit law, or the so-called law of nature and the powers latent in man. 4, to encourage and promote the study of the scriptures, comparative religions, psychology, philosophy, and modern practical and occult science. 5, to remove spookism, superstition, skepticism, and ignorance. 6, to learn, to know, and to understand the operation of Yahweh's eternal purpose through the dispensations of the ages. 7, to discern and avoid being deceived by your lower self, which some people call Lucifer, some people call the serpent, some people call the devil, but it's your lower self. You are that heaven or hell, the dragon or Satan, and the demons operating the mystery of inequity on earth through the dispensations of time. Number 8, to earnestly contend for the common salvation and faith, which was once delivered to the sons or children of Yahweh. 9, to make known that Yahweh from the beginning ordained there is no other name given amongst men whereby man can be saved, saving the name of Yahshua the Messiah. And Act 10, to inherit eternal life now in the kingdom of Yahshua the Messiah, with the hope of immortal glorification in the new earth state. So I give you a couple key phrases, scriptures, or a couple key words. The first key scripture is Romans 5:1, Psalms 29:11, and Isaiah 55:12. You should read that when you get a chance. The last one is speak the truth, which is in Zechariah 8:16. We always want to speak the truth. Islam. So therefore, as we begin to teach, and it's a lot of current events that's going on today, and today is going to be how can I say, just a preface of a little topic that a lot of people are asking me about. And I say I always would talk about certain topics and certain things that, you know, goes with history, goes with science, and goes with application. And so I said I'll have no problem speaking on it. So one of my students that I used to tutor at GCU, you know, he asked me, "Hey, Sheik, did you see the Terrence Howard interview?" And I forgot my mufti, what his name, Joe Rogan. Yep, I kept it in my head. And he was like, he was talking about some things that you talked about in school about sacred geometry. And when I was talking about the fufu dog in China, I put pictures on in our text stream, because all my members, we have a text stream, and I like to share information with them and everything that I do in my academia life. And I said, when you look at the fufu dog, lion, whatever you want to call it, you see what's under his paw. Under his paw is the ancient or the sacred flower. Under his paw is the ancient sacred flower. I want my brothers and sisters to understand, when people try to give, especially entertainers and things, they try to act like they have some magic secret. When I say it's nothing new under the sun. I share with one of my muftis. I don't know if my mufti's on here. I tell everybody to read Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. Let me get my other tablet. I can pull it up. Let's see if I can pull it up real fast for you as I teach this little teaching. If my phone will work, let's see. Yep, it's working. Let's see. Okay, so in the biblical scripture, thanks for the donation, noble gratitude. One of my brothers just texted me. He was like, "Man, the stuff that you teach is academia." He was like, "I've been following you for almost 10 years." And I said, "Gratitude. I don't ask no one to pay me, but if you like the teachings, you can give a donation, then I'll give you more than what you give." But back to the subject at hand. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verses 9. And it says, what has been is what will be. What has been is what will be. And what has been done is what will be done. And there is nothing new under the sun. I know a lot of, excuse me, my brothers and sisters, when I teach, I say there's nothing new under the sun. No one can give you something and act like it wasn't already done, because we digress. In ancient times, they were way smarter than us. They used their mind. All those pyramids and how they move things in certain areas without the technology today, you know, we digress. Man still don't even know how they created the pyramids and how they moved those big rocks from one geographical area to the other. So there's nothing new under the sun. And a modern man can't come up with something and say he has the secret of something. He's just not going to tell you where he got the information from. And I tell all my brothers and sisters that my people are lost due to a lack of knowledge because we refuse to learn. That's Hosea 4:6. There's nothing new under the sun. And so when I tell my brothers and sisters, don't get caught up in spookism. Don't get caught up when somebody have something, when the brother was talking about time travel. And I said, but yeah, we're talking about astrophysics. We're talking about the mental, where your physical body can be in a certain area and you can go another place. This is what I'm trying to tell my brothers and sisters. You can astro project yourself in another place. When I go places and when I teach, they say, how you know these things? Because I said, what's inside, it manifests outside. And the things that you may not see explains the things that you see. And there's nothing new under the sun. That's why as a mathematician, and as I practice supreme Hika, as I practice 9 to the 9th to the 9th power, this is applied mathematics. Understand what I'm saying. If this was back then, nobody can come with nothing today. And the only thing they do is regurgitate it, and they won't tell you where the science come from. That's not a teacher. That's somebody with a motive, trying to convince you that they might be so heavy. But if you're not a teacher, tell me where's the source? Where are you getting this information from? Don't act like you created something, because when you come around me and when you come around those that know, because I'm into the know, and I tell everybody I'm part of the Philosophical Research Society. It's just a certain information that I'm going to have that a lot of regular people don't have. Just like I told you, I have a lot of game cards when people talk about The Simpsons. And I say, well, I've been had this Illuminati game card since the 90s, and you can't even get it anymore. A lot of things that I'm into, a lot of books that I have, the average person can't have it because they're not connected to certain forms of information. You must be illuminated. When I tell people we are the Illuminati, we are the enlightened ones, your brain should have an aha moment. It should flick on, and you should connect yourself to those that have the information. So when people come to you with spookism and skepticism, you can use your all-seeing eye. You can use your all-seeing eye to see everything around you. Are y'all still with me?
Islam.
So when y'all get a chance, research it. I challenge everyone. Check out what the actor, no disrespect, the actor Terrence Howard was trying to break down. Just like Brother Malcolm, El Hodge, when he was talking about Dick Gregory, he was like, the thing that he had a problem with is these actors trying to act like they have something that no one else has. You are an actor, you know? And so after all your days over, after you made the money, then you revert back to some things to try to get popular. But see, myself, no matter what I'm doing, I'm an educator. I'm always going to educate, because a dollar don't make me. A dollar don't make me happy. What makes me happy is creating and showing my brothers that their mind, their mental, that you can astro project. The way you were yesterday, you won't be that same person today once you're under the right science. Once you know how to use your compass and your square that circumscribes the world. Once you know that the hex alpha, aka the graduation cap, and your fez both have 360 degrees. When you was in school, remember Noble Malik, on your pencil, what did they have on your pencil?
A number 2 eraser.
But the little contraption that showed you how to make the circles and all that.
Oh, you're talking about the square, the compass and the square.
On your pencil, right?
Protractor. Yeah, on your protractor. There you go.
Oh, there you go. A protractor. So when you get around people and they say, oh, I don't get what Sheik said, that's like trying to put a circle in a square. That don't make sense. You should run from those people. You should run from those people that don't know how to use their compass and their square. You should run from people that don't know how to measure the world and don't understand that the hex alpha and the fez both have the same 360 degrees, just in different parameters or in different angles when you're using your compass and your square. Understand what I'm saying? Because the circle and the square, they both have 90 degrees. You know that, right?
Yeah, we got to lose ego. Part of it is ego because we thought somebody taught us right. If we're giraffes in the jungle and zebra's been teaching us, we only know how to be a zebra. We ain't really know who we are as giraffes because we had that aptitude. So they got to really kind of lose the ego and open that hippocampus or that cap, like we was talking about earlier, peel that cap back, right?
Yeah.
So you can open to learning the knowledge of who you really are.
And see, I don't teach any biased science here. I don't teach no arbitrary explanation, no sovereign citizen stuff, no oxymoron. You can't be a sovereign and a citizen at the same time. That's an oxymoron. There's no such thing as a sovereign citizen. No such thing. No such thing at all. And if anybody that's promulgating that look like you and me, that's a Moor or whatever they call themselves, you can tell them, and I tell you right in your face that you a liar and ain't no truth in you, and you're gonna be in jail right next to the militia. You're gonna have your fez on sitting right next to the other crazy person that's breaking laws. See, these is facts. I'm not even an artist, but I'll just give you a pictorial. You see our logo behind us, that circle, right?
Yep.
If I put a line down in the middle and a line across, right, I can go 90, 90, 90, 90. What you get?
360.
360.
Okay. I'm not a good artist, but just imagine a square, right? Boom. I can put a line down the middle, a line across it, 90, 90, 90, 90. What you get?
360.
I can take the same square. Let me
take a circle.
Yeah. And I can put them both, and they'll both move around. I can take that same square and put a little square on one end, a little square on the right end, a little square on the bottom, and a little square on the bottom, 90 degrees, right?
Yeah.
90 degrees.
I can take that so-called swastika that we don't know. That's the ebb and flow. That's the good energy coming in and the bad energy coming out. And what you got in that? 90, 90, 90, 90. Am I right about what I'm saying?
90, 90, 90, 90.
Right.
With a circle,
you get that 360. When you get that 360 shit, you get that 3-6. You know what you get. That 9. When you look, when you're dealing with that 9 to the 9 to the 9, you know that's 3 circles. If you can join those 3 circles and what they call like a Venn diagram, you'll get the flower of life.
Come on, Noble.
That's 9 to the 9 to the 9 to the 9.
On top of that, right? You could open a circle when you cut it in half or cut it into 4s, which is the 4s is the 4 seasons that we have, right? Or the or the 12, right? Which is the 12 tribes of the zodiac, or the 12 astrological signs. If you cut that circle into a 4-plex and you open it up, right? Or before you even open up, you still got 90, 90, 90, 90, which is 360. If you open that circle up into a square, right? You still gonna get 90, 90, 90, 90. So when people try to promulgate, they have this secret knowledge. I say, don't come to me like that. I'm gonna make you sit on your hands. And my student was like, man, people need to hear what you're saying. People need, like, you should have been going viral. Because what I would do, I would take what you're saying and say, man, you like, even a lot of stuff they say Terrence Howard patent. I said, dude, I know where you got the science from. Listen, even in our IDMR book, this is the same thing on this book and we just don't know. It's in here. It's in there.
It's the same thing. So as I start showing people where Terrence Howard got that stuff from, is this right here. Now they can be mad all they want to. And if Terrence Howard don't hear, he'll be like, brother, can I talk to you off video? I say no. I say I'm illuminate everything that you're talking about. I'm gonna illuminate. You don't have no secret nothing. You don't have no secret nothing. This is in our science. I've been teaching this, the sacred geometry. the flower of life and the flower of death. It ain't nothing secret. It's nothing secret. And that's what we do as brothers and sisters. We get a little, I call it elementary wisdom, and try to act like it's high science. Boy, this ain't nothing but elementary. I teach this to babies. I teach this to babies. And then they go back to school and they become scholars because you've been taught wrong. Once I show you your body, once I teach you microeconomics and macroeconomics, and I start dealing with the big money and the little money, and I start teaching you anatomy, your life, how man is made in the image of God, of Allah, and I teach you about all your extremities, how we did in Sunday school, then you become a scholar, because then it becomes fun because I'm teaching you about you. That's what this spirituality is. Not a religion. This spirituality is about you. And if you don't know you and how you circumscribe the world, it's a problem. Take a look at this. The compass in the square is right in there. Do y'all see it?
Yep.
Islam.
Do you see the compass in the square? Do you see the arm, leg, arm, head on here? You see this, right?
Yep.
Amazing.
I see it. Yep.
I mean, if you got eyes to see and ears to listen when a teacher is teaching, like KRS-One said, a teacher, in 5 seconds, a teacher is going to begin to teach. I see very deeply. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I see very deeply. I think very deeply. Come on. I'm showing you things that circumscribe the world. And if the rapper KRS-One was here, he'd have to sit on his hands too. Because all that lower level Freemason stuff ain't nothing but the spookism. I'll illuminate all that mess. You're dealing with 99 degrees right here. You're dealing with 99. I didn't say 96. You're dealing with 99 degrees, period. And if anybody come, your uncle, your dad, your granddad, I don't care what color you are, lower level Mason, I don't care what right you're a part of, I bet you're going to have to, when it's no disrespect, you're going to have to sit on your hands, and I'm going to set the light out in love, because you got to listen, because you limited. If you are 33 degrees, that's in meteorology when water freezes. That's snowman wisdom. So how is snowman going to come teach me something? I already told you a snowman, and I already done told you and showed you in meteorology, 32, 33 degrees, whatever you call it, that's when water freezes. Fact. You know that, right?
Fact.
It's on.
Okay, so I'm gonna give a little preface of the macabre. You know, just like in masonry and things, when I talk about the holy day in Muslims, it's Juma. But the Merkaba, the Merkaba, the Merkaba, the Merkaba, the Merkaba. When I talk about the left and the right brain realities, that little patent that so-called Terrence Howard got, I did that mathematical equation in school. Then he'd be like, how did he patent that? Really, if you were educated and a scholar, you can show that that's fraud. You didn't give credit to the original thought. So say if Terrence Howard came with that and that was his capstone, I fail him. Because I say, that ain't your original thought. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to give honors and homage to what came before. Especially
yes.
You know.
Right.
You got to give credit to the original thought. Where did you get it from? Just like our Prophet Noble Drew Ali, didn't he say he gathered, compiled, and divinely prepared? That means he got it from different sources. On my books, I say I gathered, compiled, and divinely prepared. I show you ain't no such thing as plagiarizing when you get the credit. It's nothing new under the sun. I can't come up with something that's already been written. All I can do is make it plain for a child can understand it. I can make it plain for you. I can make it plain for my brothers and sisters that might not be into the know. And I can show you how to use these tools that's in the toolbox that's in your Morris Quran, chapter 5. Am I right about what I'm saying?
Correctamundo.
So I'm going to give you a little preface of this, and then we out of here. Very simple. This stuff is very, very, very simple. Not complex. Only we make it complex because we think our brothers and sisters are stupid. And that's what I tell people. I said, they really think you stupid. They plan on your intelligence. Why? Because they know you're not into the right science. Nothing is secret with me. It's sacred. Oh, I got this secret knowledge. You don't have no secret knowledge. How? How? You're not ancient. So you didn't create nothing. You're not ancient. You can't, it ain't possible. All these stuff is mathematical and scientific evidence to show how we got here as spiritual beings in a physical world. And in order to conceive the left brain analytical part of us, that there is only one consciousness and one God, and that we are all a part of the oneness. This is important, for it brings both sides of the brain into balance. This balance opens the pineal gland and allows the prana, the life force energy, to enter the innermost part of our physical body. Just like Malik say, he don't need no foreign substance to operate. Just like when I talk about the DMT, that spirit molecule, and a lot of different nationalities, they'll go to the Everglades or something to try to take foreign substance. And a lot of people used to take heroin and all those things to try to operate a different part of our brain. But I teach you the science to how to operate. A lot of our brothers, and sisters, Kundalini is in and out. Malik don't need no foreign substance to go into his higher self. All he has to do is one of the twin powers activate, because it's in him. Am I right about what I'm saying, Malik?
Absolutely.
You don't need no foreign object. You don't need nothing outside of you that's already embedded in your DNA or your RNA. It's already in you. You must know how to activate it. And if you don't know how to activate it, you can't be mad at nobody else that know how to activate, that know how to astrophysics, and know how the body can be one place, but the whole spirit can be in another place. How they can say not went to college and all that like I did, but get under the right science. And in a couple months and a couple years, the science you get at the BBT, it exceeds any master's degree, PhD that you can get in physics, history, law, science. Am I right about what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I know this for a fact. And this balance opens the pineal gland, and it allows that science to work. And then only then is the body of the light called the Merkaba. That's the only way it's possible. But you got to understand that evidence is clearly in your body. That's what I'm talking about. I give y'all personal experiences, and I show y'all how your consciousness will help you return to that higher state of consciousness from which we all came. We just digressed. We digressed. It is the remembrance of the breath connected to the light body of the Merkaba. And this is one of the primary purposes of this science that I give my brothers and sisters. I'll give you a short synopsis of the angels that ask us to do. It's angels on this earth plane that meditate and teach us of the Merkaba. I'm an angel in the flesh. What do your one-on-ones or your moral science is? What is the angel? A thought of Allah, right?
Flows in the flesh. Yeah.
Flows in the flesh. Am I right about what I'm saying? We ain't talking about no angels with no wings. We said is an angel is a thought of Allah clothed in the flesh. Am I right about what I'm saying?
That's right. It means it comes in the form of the people so they can comprehend and understand.
Come on. How can I be talking a different language and be doing a call to prayer in Arabic or in a different language and you don't know what I'm talking about? I have to have an interpreter there. A prophet and an angel come in the voice of the people, Malik.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy because, like, you know, all these movies, right? And they always come out with these angels with these wings and all this. And people say, oh, I've seen angels. I've seen angels. People can't even fathom the thought if they actually really seen something like that and only one or two people saw it. Nobody would ever believe you. And that's why they make these characters and things of that nature to make them characters, because you can't fathom or believe that you are in the flesh as an angel or a prophet. Oh, I can't be that because that's just not in me. I said, well, if everything is a part of Allah, it already is in you, or God, aka God, right? It's already in you. So what are we talking about?
Yes. Noble Malik, all fairy tales. In fairy tales, didn't you hear about in fairy tales they don't say dinosaurs, they say dragon, but that's a Greek word. I tell everybody to research the root of words, research the etymology of words, and then you'll be like, man, this don't make no sense.
Well, if we talk about dispensations, in the Bible, it talks about bohemoths.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
We're talking about the Merkaba. The Merkaba. And I've been practicing this ever since I was introduced to y'all. Because y'all wouldn't introduce me. I was introduced to y'all. We've been knowing each other. We just didn't know it. That's the science of this. That's the science of the Merkaba. I told y'all, opposites do not attract. Oh, me and my wife, I know opposites don't attract. Attract attracts. Attraction attracts. If I was opposite from y'all, y'all wouldn't be dealing with me. If I was one of them goofy Moors out here talking about, I can show you how to claim your nationality. I can show you how to get this land. And I'm talking about, I'm some I'm some foreign national, and I'm the consulate of Morocco here in America, and you see me get my head bust on the internet, huh? And I'm sitting in jail, and I'm talking about I'm some militia, and all them fools in jail waiting to go to court. Y'all wouldn't be dealing with me, would you?
No.
I won't lead my brothers and sisters into a burning house. You got the right knowledge. We're dealing with the Merkaba. We're dealing with the meditation of the Merkaba. The meditation is important here, not the information that I present. The meditation, when I tell you to ponder on things, the information is just used to bring us to a point of clarity so we can enter into a particular state of consciousness. I'm showing you how to use your tools. I'm just a map and a guide. That's it. I'm a map and a guide showing you the right way to use what you have, to show you that you can do all this. Why? Because I'm doing it. And if you connected to me and we connected to each other, that's what it's about. Just like when I show y'all the clock of destiny and people swear they understand the clock of destiny. And then I say, well, what's on the cover of the clock of destiny? Because it ain't no Muhammad and all that. On the introduction of the clock of destiny, volume 1 and volume 2, you got the sun rays. But right in the middle, you got so-called Muhammad, which is the sun, with all the astrological rays off of it, connecting to the sun. Am I right about what I'm saying?
Yeah, the sun is the center. It's a 13th planet.
Do you understand that, Malik?
Yes, I do.
So when people coming to you with that tricknology, you need to run from it because it's all about you and they taking you off of you. And I'm bringing you back to you. I'm resurrecting you. I'm putting you back to your original state. I'll always use the analogy of my old school car. Man, we gotta take our old school car before we put any bells and whistles on it. We gotta put it back to the original state when it came off the showroom floor. I'm putting us back into that original God state, which we were. You see?
Oh yeah.
Clarity. I'm giving you credibility. I'm showing you naturally that we know. I'm showing you that flow. That's what this life is about. It's flow. No male logic, no female knowledge, but it's equally true. It's a balance. And if you conceive of a person using both science and physics abilities together to explore reality, you have come to the right place. I tell y'all, the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple in school, we're not a church, but a school of learning. We deal with all the sciences, the Gnostic teachings, etymology. We deal with all law. We deal with it all. We deal with the triple roads. That means you must go where? Not outside yourself, nobles, but within yourself to see if this information is true within your world. And if something does not feel right, then discard it and go on. That's what we do with wisdom when a person don't investigate a book. And I said, it's some science in there. Now, the rest of it might be trash, but if you ain't willing to investigate what's in there and get all the science and dissect it and throw away the fluff and deal with the meat and potatoes, as Noble Malik says, then you're not a scientist. You see?
That's your bad.
You're not a scientist. Because it can be 500 pages in the book, and it might only be a couple paragraphs of the science that you need. But you got to go through it to get the science. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? Just like a lot of contracts. People will get a contract and say, oh, I'm getting some money, but don't read page 300 of 1,000. And on page 300, it's a word, a phrase that say everything go back to them for life. And you only get a payout, which is advance. And you got to pay all advances back. But you don't know the root of words and how to look for those key phrases. I do. And then when you sign the contract, you can't get mad talking about you got tricked. Because there's no excuse of what, y'all?
Not knowing
the law in a court of law. It's no excuse. It's no excuse.
No excuse.
Come on, Noble. Male and female, we complete each other. And when we study this science, you have two choices. You can come from your left brain, which is, they say, your male side, and take notes and carefully see the logic in each step, or you can come from the right brain, your female side per se. Just let it go. And don't think. You need both. It's just like a movie. Expanded, not contracted. Either way will work. It's your choice. I want us to understand that. I'm going to give you a little thing on remembering our ancient past and how the fall of Atlantis changed our reality. Atlantis tell a lot. In masonry, they don't tell you that about Atlantis. You will see on the European fairs, it'll say Atlantis, Morocco, all those L's, Egypt. Am I right about what I'm saying?
Yep. Right on.
You will see, yes, you will see what I'm showing you. It's there. It's all there. All in the appendix of what I'm talking about. Everything we experience in our daily living, including the particular technologies we use, the wars that erupt, the foods we eat, and even the way we perceive our lives is the direct result of a certain sequence of events that happened during the end of the Atlantean times. And the consequences of these ancient events have entirely changed the way we live and interpret reality. That's why I said, if I was sitting next to Terrence Howard, I'll be like, okay, you done? It'll take me 15 minutes to destroy all that. We're talking about a certain type of mathematics that we don't use in academia. That the average man don't use, that they don't use in pseudo academia. They don't use it, but it's there. They use it to operate on this earth plane. When we talk about the elites, you got to be an elite. And an elite is you have a certain form of information to help you on this earth plane. And when two or more gather, when people come together, then you can have control over what? The earthly things. Just like as an adapt, everybody talk about man-made stuff, but I always say the divine comes first. I always say the divine comes first. In this science, I say, if you don't know what the weather is and know how to connect yourself to what's above, all that man-made stuff don't mean nothing to me, because you operate on man-made things. And I know you don't know law. I know you don't know civics. I know you don't know nothing about what I'm saying. You don't know nothing about what's written. When I talk about precedent law cases, doc number, and free information acts, you can't come to me with no arbitrary stuff that you got off the internet. That's going to easily be destroyed. And there is only one reality and only one God. But there are many and many ways when I talk about the pantheon. And there are many ways that one reality can be interpreted. You got to understand the number of ways to interpret the reality are just about infinite. Remember, we talk about the infinite. It's in our science, y'all. It's in our more science. And these brothers, we talk about they sheiks and they some adapts. And I look at your life and you ain't nothing but a criminal. You a bum and you on Section 8 and you dealing with a woman on Section 8. You driving her car and every time she finna get some fake taxes, you talk about you about to flip her taxes. You a bum. No disrespect to nobody. I'm telling you how it is. You a bum. And there are certain realities that many people have argued on. And these realities are called what? Levels of consciousness. When I say it's levels of wisdom, I'll give an analogy. If you study martial arts and your sensei, your Sufi, all he know how to do is work with his feet, and he might know how to kick and he might know how to chop. But then you come to us, we know how to work with our brain. We're going to beat you before you even try to fight. And we self-discipline, and we all clean together, and we in good shape. And we know how to work with weapons. We beat you already. You understand what I'm saying, Malik? We already won. We already done figured the mathematical equation out. We look at how you stand. We look at how you off balance. All I'm gonna do is I might sweep one of your feet. I might do one thing, and that's gonna control the other. You're lost because you operate off physical abilities, and I can operate off the mind. We can set up ourselves in a certain way, and have ourselves set up in a certain mathematical equation where you might think it's a million of us, but it's only a couple hundred. Y'all know how we was in Vegas, what they were saying. Man, I saw 100 of them brothers. Man, it was only 10 of us.
That was in Arizona too.
Come on, man, I saw 1,000 of them brothers. They all had their coats on. Man, yeah, that's just like in the Bible. When in Gideon, when she showed him how to prepare at night and how to set the camp up and how to put certain things in the jars and surround the camp. Preparation. And it looked like it was more than what it was because we prepare. We can wipe out a whole town under preparation because we know your strength and your weaknesses. We done a SWOT analysis, not only on ourselves and everybody else. You understand what I'm saying? In academia and in math and in business, I talk about a SWOT analysis: strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. But we don't have no weaknesses in our science. That's just a way to get better. And if I ain't good at something, my brother is. He gonna hold me up. If I ain't good at working out, Malik gonna hold me up. If Malik ain't good at finances, I'm gonna show Malik the way. If Malik don't know nothing about laws and this, that, and the other, and how to file and how to sign his name, then Lamarck is gonna show him that. We a circle, a group of understanding. And for reasons we'll get into are the specific realities that extremely large numbers of beings are focusing on, which include the one you and I are experiencing right now. Remember, nothing is osmosis in your life. Nothing. So I want us to be aware of these sciences. I want us to be aware of this. Here go to circle and square again. Look at the man. They go to pentagram standing right up. You looking at it?
And a 5-point.
Some call it the Manchurian man. What you say, Noble?
I said and the 5-pointed pentagram, 5-pointed star, same.
It's all right in your face. So when a person talking, I said, why you don't like what we saying? It's your body. I can show you everything goes to your body. Just like I was showing you when you look at something from the top. And that's why you don't understand it, because you got to look up from the top and look down. When you see the holographic sign, it's going to show that. Look at what it's showing you. Look at the holographic. What it's showing you. The pentagram. Look at it. Come on. After we teach geometry, after we teach the science, it's there. You got to understand this, that the Atlantean times and the earlier was the way we breathed the prana. It was directly related to the electromagnetic energy fields that surround our bodies. And Terrence Howard talked about some time travel. I said, man, be quiet. That's what I've been really wanting to tell these people. They get on here on these YouTube videos and they with that goofy stuff. You can't come to me with that crap. You got to take all these foreign drugs and all this to try to get yourself right. But then, no disrespect, I don't judge nobody. As you taking all these herbs, no disrespect, because I look at everything. Then you start, you know what that man smoked, and you know what he's addicted to? You know what he addicted to?
No.
Cigarettes.
Oh.
So you doing all this and you smoking cigarettes, talk about, well, you know, you got to have some vice. Not no damn cigarettes. That's poison and got acetate in it that'll kill you from the inside and out. Cigarettes have acetate in it. When I worked in a factory, it's a chemical called acetate. It's blue, and that's why the cigarette smoke is blue. Cigarettes got a form of sugar in it. You don't get addicted to the nicotine, you get addicted to everything that's in the cigarette. And it's poison. I know what I'm saying. That's why you get a hole in your damn throat. It's acetate in it. And we use acetate to clean up chemical spills. Ask anybody, and that's in cigarettes. But you talk about you so high and you coughing down cigarettes. You can't tell me nothing. No disrespect to nobody. No disrespect to nobody. That's why I love my Noble Malik so much. I don't have no problem with marijuana, but if you're not growing it, you don't know what you're getting. You don't know what, just like fruit. We'll go to the store and get fruit, but if you ain't growing it, you don't know what it's sprayed with. We could talk all that health stuff we want to. I say, hey, are you growing it? No, well, you don't know. Have you been to the farm where this organic or this farm raised? You been to the farm? The farm can be filled with doo-doo. You don't know. So I'm showing y'all figures, and all energy forms in our fields are geometric. This is lower level math. I told y'all, I'm going to always show y'all the elements, AKA elementary wisdom. If these brothers around me, I say, man, you ain't talking about nothing but geometry. And a lot of these Negroes failed school. A lot of them dropped out of high school. And you're going to try to come to me because you don't watch a YouTube video to try to teach the world? Man, go sit down. I don't need no book. I'll break it all down with a pencil. And I'm not even a good artist. And I'll show you how to astroplane mentally, spiritually, and physically, and change your whole chemical makeup. You can change your whole chemical makeup. We in our 40s, Malik, we look great. We in good shape because the glory of a young man is his strength, but the wisdom of an older man is the grays on his hair and his beard, not a gray on your hair and your beard. I mean, you're supposed to know something. I mean, you're supposed to have some application. The same way I broke down, the same way I broke down the other levels of masonry and what it means and what the compass and square mean. I broke it down, the levels of masonry. I broke it down. I broke down that Levitical code of what masonry consists of, older to younger. I broke it down. And the one we will be working with is a star. It's like a tetra. It's like a tetrahedron. A tetrahedron. That's what that is. That's what this geometric sign is. A tetrahedron. That's what that is. You see? Y'all see that?
Yep.
So when people come to you with that, I call it blasphemy of wisdom and education, you don't have nothing that I can't teach a regular person. And that consists of 2 interlocked tetradrachms. Another way of thinking of it is a 3-dimensional Star of David. And then they done. And I'll be like, you done. And then I can say the apex of the upward point, the tetradrachm, it terminates 1 hand's length above the head. And the apex of the downward pointing tetradrachm, it terminates what? 1 hand's length below what? The feet. A connecting tube runs from the upper apex to the lower point through the body's main energy centers, or the what? Chakras, or the chakras. This tube for your body has the diameter of what? The circle when you touch your longest finger to what? Your thumb. Your longest finger to your thumb. It looks like a glass fluorescent tube, except it has a crystalline structure at the end of it into the 2 apexes of the star tetradrachm. You got to remember, before the fall of Atlantis, what they teach you in high science, which they don't teach the misnomer blacks, the so-called Prince Hall, they don't teach them this because they froze. They teach them this, and we use to bring the prana simultaneously up and down this tube, up and down this tube, up and down this tube. I showed you how the line goes down in your body, up and down the tube, up and down the tube. Are y'all still with me? I'm almost done. And the 2 prana flows would meet inside one of our chakras. I tell people your kundalini is in the knot. It's just like one of your chakras control all of them. Just like, I don't care if you fix up your car, your engine, and do all that. I can take one thing out your car and it won't work. What is it, Malik?
The battery. The power source.
Ding! I tap the power source. I don't care how much you spend on your engine. Oh, look, I did to my engine. Look, I did with the pipes. Look what I got. Look at my interior. I can care less. If your energy source is gone, I don't care. And most of the brothers kundalini in a knot. I don't care what you do. I don't care how many herbs you take. Your kundalini is in a knot. I can shut off your power source. It's very simple. And which a lot of people, power source is cut off. They physically alive, but spiritually dead because the power source is disconnected. And specifically how and where the prana meets has always been an important aspect of this ancient science, which today is still being studied throughout the universe. I want us to understand this as I close. Another major point in the human body is the what? Pineal gland. When I talk about the hippocampus, when I talk about the morning star and all that, when I get into that science, when I get into the Gnostic scriptures, when I teach you this, when I talk about the Baphomet and everybody like, oh, that's the devil. Man, the Baphomet ain't nothing scary. It is written Kabbalistically. Tip, Hobes, Abs, Abba, the temple of David within man. You see all in the chalice. Man, where I got the book somewhere, the Transcendental Magic, the male and the female, the cold volta. That's science. That's science, because all animal figures are what?
Pious hieroglyphs.
Pious hieroglyphs. You ain't looking at no devil. You're looking at man and woman. You're looking at the science. You're looking at the chalice. You're looking at life. Even inside the chalice, you have the so-called pentagram. And then in the medical field, in that science, you see the snake going up the chalice, right?
Yep.
In the medical field, that's what they use. Y'all know that, right? On all of ambulance. Don't y'all see that on the ambulance?
Yep.
It's right there. And so the Baphomet is nothing scary, y'all. As I already taught that a plethora of times. Remember, you got to look at that center of the head. When you look at the center of the head, the major point of the human body is your pineal gland, located almost in the center of your head, which is a use factor of consciousness. And this gland has degenerated from its original size, comparable to a ping pong ball, to its present size.
Due to fluoride.
Come on, Noble Malik. From its original size. Yes. Come on. And it's that of a dry pea. A lot of people consciousness, a lot of people center is like a dry pea because they forgot how to use it a long time ago. And if you don't use it, you lose it. It's just like your muscles, they atrophy. I bet you right now we can pop you open and look at your power source. I bet you your pineal gland is like a ping pong ball, Malik. I bet you a lot of brothers that's dealing with this pseudoscience, they center of energy is like a dried up pea. I guarantee you. I guarantee you know what I'm talking about.
That's why
come on, they ain't using
what fluoride does to you. They think, oh, it's like his teeth. I said, yeah, but it calcifies your pineal gland as well.
Yes.
There's
come on.
Like, what did we brush our teeth with before? Like, we used to use twigs, nature, just to brush our teeth.
Certain leaves.
Because they have minerals.
Yes. It's certain leaves and charcoal and things that you can use to activate cleaning your teeth. But really, your teeth's supposed to get older thing. It's all about your tongue. Your tongue carries some of the most diseases. When you see that animal, I forget that lizard, what is it? Komodo dragon, that's what it is. Yeah. All its poison is in his tongue.
Yeah.
And then when you bite you,
tongue scraper.
Yes.
Tongue brush, baby.
Come on, Malik. So it's that energy.
Oil pulling. You got an oil pull.
Yes. With coconut oil. You can use coconut oil. You can use not peroxide, but the right peroxide, and you can use certain things. You can use all those certain things to oil pull. I swish it around my mouth a lot. You can see how it activates your gums and your teeth. But this gland is the light. Yes, it's the medicine of the future. And so when people talking all this stuff, they getting you outside of things, thinking you finna jump into some ship and astroplane somewhere else, instead of them telling you the real science. Because the real science is you going within, changing your chemical makeup. Not talk about no time travel. That's hogwash. That's lower level masonry. They throwing you off. They throwing you off. They're not showing you that this is you. And I said, don't get me with that. If that brother Terrence Howard was on here, I say, man, stop it with the bull crap. Yeah, you said a little bit, but the rest of the stuff you're talking about is total trash. The rest of the stuff you talk about is total trash. We ain't talking about going no time travel in no spaceship, getting in no machine. We talk about time traveling where you, because we know we digress. We talking about that pineal gland opening itself back up. And then things start to come back to your remembrance. Didn't the Bible say when you get under the right spirit, things that come back to your remembrance? Am I right about what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I want y'all to know, man. And y'all got these books. I sent them to y'all PDF. You don't have to go nowhere and buy them. You can have Lamarck print and bind them for you. You can take them everywhere with you. They're macabre. We're returning to our original state. I already said that. These people, these lower level masons and all that, they only can see the stars through a microscope. But only a God man can reach within and teach you anatomy and physics through his whole body. I don't need no microscope. I can have Malik stand up there. I can talk about the outside of him, and then I can strip Malik from the outside and then teach you about everything that's inside. I can teach you that the tabernacle built without hands is Malik's body. I can show you that everything in the movable tabernacle that the Creator told man to build, it's going to show all your extremities, the veins, everything in there. It's going to be it to a T. And nobody can deny what I'm saying. Only a fool will deny what I'm saying. Only a fool. And there's a lot of fools out here in this world that promulgate like they know some science with that technology to keep you off the breadcrumbs. Remember, nobles, remember that the Merkaba, the geometric energy field around our bodies, can be turned one in a particular way, which is also connected to our breath. When I always talk about the holy breath, and these fields used to spin at close to the speed of light around our bodies. Remember, Malik, in the little church Sundays talk about a wheel in the wheel, up in the middle of the air. Hey man, a big wheel run by faith. The little wheel by a wheel in the wheel, up in the middle of the air. And you see something moving so fast, you think it's going so slow because it's moving in light speed. Are you hear what I'm saying, Malik?
Yes, indeed.
They spin so fast, but it slowed down and it stopped spinning after the fall of man, after the fall of this knowledge, after the fall of this sacred geometry. And when this field is turned back on and when it starts spinning, it's called Merkaba. Listen to what I say. Ask anybody. So when that mess Terrence Howard talking about, I say, man, you ain't talking about nothing but the Merkaba. You didn't create this. It's just you dealing with a whole bunch of lower level people that think that little elementary science is something. But you can't come around with me with that because I'm a laugh. And I'm just going to say Merkaba. And he done. And then I'm going to break it down. And then I'm going to break it down. You got to remember, all the herbs in the world, we don't need nothing that come from man. The herbs in the world we take, lion's mane, and the certain mushrooms and all that. That's in the Bible. All that, because we are Moors, we under a Hebrew diet, aka a kosher diet. All that other stuff means nothing. It's all in the biblical text. I ain't talking about no religious stuff. What is 666, y'all? 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. That's the chemical makeup of man. So if it's a chemical makeup of man, that means you got to put the right chemicals makeup in you to operate on all your cylinders, right?
Yep.
It gives us an explained and expanded awareness of who we are. It connects us with the higher levels of consciousness, and it restores our memory of the infinite possibilities of our being. That's why Noble's a healthy spinning Merkaba. See, Malik Kaaba is spinning, even when Malik got sick, because the Bible says no weapon formed against us will prosper. We ain't say no weapon wouldn't form, did we, Malik? Did we?
Nope.
We didn't say viruses is not in the world. We didn't say we can't catch a virus, did we, Malik?
Nope.
But when you catch that virus, and when that comes into your system, what do you know? How can you go back to you and heal yourself? Because virus is going to happen. Man make viruses, but what are you going to use? What's your arcana? What you going to use to mix those herbs or their arcana or your weapon to cut that out? You understand what I'm saying, Malik?
The herbs of the earth, baby.
So as I close, the rotation of a spinner Merkaba can be displayed on a computer. I'm gonna show y'all next week how I just did this. I got my laptop up here, and I'm gonna show y'all these 3-dimensional figures, and I'm gonna show y'all how I can do this on the computer monitor using the appropriate instruments. And this appearance is identical with the infrared heat envelope of the galaxy. What am I talking about? It's similar to this right there. That's what right there. So when your kids talk about they don't like physics and all this, come to me. I'll teach them. I'll teach you all this. You got to remember, dog, it looks just like that. It's just like a monitor, and the same basic shape as the traditional, remember what they say, flying saucer, right? It's the same thing. The word Merkaba is made up of 3 smaller words, Mer, Ka, and Ba. Just like the Baphomet is written Kabbalistically. Tip, Holds, Abs, Abba is written Kabbalistically, which as we are using them, it came from the ancient Egyptians. And it seems other cultures of the Merkaba spelled different ways, M-E-R-K-A-B-A-H, M-E-R-K-A-B-A, M-E-R-K-A-B-A-H. And these are several pronunciations, but generally you pronounce it as if there were 3 syllables. So that's all I wanted to share with y'all as we close. We got to return back to our original state. We got to return back to our original state, and I'm going to keep teaching on this. This ain't nothing but volume 1, and then the European wrote a volume 2. I get science from everywhere, but you got to know how to use science. When I was getting my undergrad degree, it's a thing called a capstone, Malik, and you might have an A in the class, and you might got an A from cheating off Malik paper. A capstone now is like, okay, everything that you say you know, and you think you passed all these tests, now put it in paper form and explain it and show somebody else how you got there. Just like if you know how to do a mathematical equation and you can say you can do it in your head, fine, but I don't know what's in your head. Take what's out of your head and do the mathematical equation longhand to show me how to get there. That's a mathematician. And so with that, I say Islam, amen, Ashe, Shalom Aleichem, but operate your Merkaba, which is your spirit molecule, which is inside. And that DMT, we don't need no foreign substances. We were born with that spirit molecule. You just got to know how to operate it. You got to know how to operate your chalice. You got to know how to operate it. And so with that, I say peace and love. Any questions?
Peace. 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 Peace.
Gratitude, man. Gratitude for your time, and gratitude for everybody that's learning and continue to learn. But this science is supposed to make your life better. And at an Adapt, I'm still in elementary wisdom. I haven't even got to high science yet. I'm still teaching in circles because a lot of people's lives are not operating the way they're supposed to be. A lot of my brothers and sisters, they're not taking advantage of the earthly things. We have to use our brain. You can work your fingers to the bone. I don't care how hard you work. I know people that work hard, they don't reap no benefits. I'm trying to show you how to use your brain power. And once you learn how to use this brain, you can work little and get paid a lot. You can get accomplished in a short amount of time that take people a lot of time. That's this. That's the astro. That's the talk about time travel. Are y'all with me?
Yes, indeed.
Islam.
So I'll give y'all gratitude, man. Anybody got anything they want to share?
Gratitude for the teacher once again and always illuminating and always an honor.
Gratitude. It's always an honor to be in your presence, Noble Brian. It's always an honor to be in Alonzo presence, in Malik presence, in Barclay presence, Marceau presence, everybody presence. Remember, we can learn from all sources. Like Malik always say, get the meat and the potatoes. And when you know how to get the meat and the potatoes from things and sources and people, you can learn from all aspects of life, because the Creator put us on this earth plane to continue to learn and continue to grow. So never close your mind. Never be closed-minded, like Malik said. Man, Malik all in my head. What you say, Malik? You got to keep your cap open. Come on, man. You got to keep it open. You got it, because you have to be able to pour wisdom into it. You have to be able to see the good in songs, like we was talking about 2 Chainz song, when he was like, pull up to the scene with my window missing, and people talk about that was a car. But Malik said no. But do you know the science in the song? You talk about
pull up to the scene with my ceiling missing.
Come on,
my ceiling, your top of your head, that's your ceiling.
Come on.
So why have a ceiling on something? You can't put nothing in it if it got a ceiling on it. That means you only have limited knowledge. Pull up to the scene. He just said it's missing. That
Come on.
I don't have nothing. I have unlimited things of thought to think about.
You see? And at the BBT, we have so many sources of information. We teach history, civics, metaphysics, health and wealth, microeconomics, macroeconomics. We teach tax codes. We teach about real estate, about owning things right out. Noble Dantes talked about patents and all that yesterday, and allodial deeds. Not to tell nobody what to do, but what do? We say, I don't care what you do, but when you're doing something, you should educate yourself. So when you go into any form of contract or any form of buying or purchasing something, you should have questions. And if you don't have no questions, then you walking physically alive but spiritually dead. You walking with your eyes wide shut. So that's what we do at the BBT. We're not telling nobody what to do, but we giving you the right education, and we giving you the right source to ask questions. And if they can't answer your questions, you need to back out of that and come let me counsel you before you make these decisions. You need to get sound counsel before you make a decision. You have to do that. And that's why our people are lost due to a lack of knowledge, because Hosea 4:6 says that. So I love y'all, man. Noble Alonzo, can you close us out with our benediction?
Islam.
So before we do that, would you want to do the prayer?
Absolutely.
Islam, Noble Brian.
Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, Shalom Alakim, Ayah Asher Ayah, Hotep, Islam, Amen. Peace, 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 peace.
And Nobles, y'all got these with, I sent this to y'all already, right? Both of these volumes, right? Y'all got these, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Islam.
Just checking.
Islam. Peace and gratitude for the science and illumination. Sheik, each and every week, we are honored of your presence, and honestly and truly bear witness that you are speaking as a law in the flesh, and we transform based on how we apply the science, not how we read or how we listen. Islam?
Islam, Alonzo.
Islam.
Our Telsman benediction reads as follows: May the benediction of Allah be upon thee and thine, always, as thou shouldst strive to be a credit to Allah. Make haste to bestow thine acts of love upon thy brethren, and do the best to shun thine evil ones. Remember to take suckle of the breast of knowledge, wisdom, fortitude, charity, love, and all standing, that you might nourish the souls of men. Let truth be the shield in the manifest battle of falsehood. Know that Moors need not to pick the locks of the gates of paradise by means of petty or criminal theft, for behold, the key to salvation already rests within thine own hands. And yes, even though a portion of our nature is weakness, instability, and inconsistency, there still is the greater part of our nature, that is divine. May Allah protect thee, guide thee, preserve thee, lengthen thy age, and give thee everlasting peace. Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Al-Haq, Ya Muhammad. And at the BBT, when we say Al-Haq, that's Arabic and it stands for the truth. And when we say Ya Muhammad, that's Arabic as well and stands for the protector. We at the BBT see ourselves as truth protectors. And we cast our net out to all true and divine light seekers to come and join on to us. For the truth has no sides. For the truth is one, as man is with Allah. And with that, we say peace and love. Islam.
Islam.
Peace, 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 peace,
Love y'all, man. Y'all enjoy y'all day, man. And tell somebody that you love them, man.
Gratitude.
Love y'all right back. Love y'all too.
Love you right back, Uncle Brian. Peace and love, my brothers.
Peace.
Love y'all. See you in the morning for our more power workout, Malik.
Yes, sir.
Islam.
Islam.